we can increment and decrement operators. So most of the time we're doing this in loops. We haven't looked at loops, so we won't look at that right now, but we will look at the difference between what's called pre and post increment. Normally you would have something like this: a is equal to 5, and then if you wanted to add 1 to 5, you would say a is equal to a plus 1. So on the right you have an expression, a gets substituted, or 5 gets substituted for a, 5 plus 1 is 6, and then gets reassigned to a. It's fine, but most of the time you don't want to do this, so let's just go ahead and do a var dump of a and see what comes up. If we go and open this up, it comes out to 6, which is exactly the value that we wanted. Now, if we did something like this, I'll space this out so you guys can see it better. If we did a plus plus, what do you think is going to happen? We're still going to get 6. This plus plus is basically this right here, a plus 1, right? But what just happened? This is called a post increment, and at this point in time, you're incrementing a by 1, but you're first displaying the value of a. So let me just repeat that. In this case, we're displaying the value of a, which is 6, and then incrementing it, so then it becomes 7. So just to prove that that is actually the case, we're just going to display a again. So right here it's going to display 6, it's going to increment, and then it should display 7. So right, the next one should be 7. And sure enough it is. Then there's the pre-increment, which basically takes the plus plus and puts it up front. So in this case, you increment a and then you display it. So here automatically you'll just display 8, and there it is. Same principle applies to decrementing. So we could say var dump a minus minus. In this case, we're going to display a, and then we're going to decrement it. So let's see. Oh, I think I saved it. There we go. And it displays 8. So right afterwards is when we can use the value of a and show that it is actually decremented. So we'll just display a right there. And sure enough, it's been decremented with this operator right there. We can also do the pre-decrement. So we can just do var dump minus minus a. In this case, it decrements it and then displays it. So there that is right there. So let's take a look at something interesting. Let's put this in a div. And let's take a look at something like this. So we could say a plus plus followed by a space followed by a to see what the value is afterwards, followed by a space followed by plus plus a, and then just for good measure we'll do another a. So this will display the value of a, which should start off with 6, then display 7, then display 8, and then display 8 again. So let's see if that is the case. 6, 7, 8, 8. So 6 because it's been decremented, 7 because it's been incremented post incremented right here, and then it's going to be pre-incremented. That's why you get a, and then at this point you're just displaying the value of the variable, which comes after all the incrementing, which again is 8. So that's why you get that 6, 7, 8, 8. Pretty simple stuff. I love increment and decrementing. Like I said, it's so much more useful in loops, and you're going to be seeing in all kinds of loops, for loops, while loops, etc.